Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the California Baptist University Event Center. Tonight's Western Athletic Conference matchup is between the Utah Tech Trailblazers and your California Baptist University Lancers. At this time, we ask that you please stand first for a word of prayer, and then remain standing for our national anthem. Let's pray together. Father, we thank you for this day, that we can come together and enjoy this athletic fellowship. We thank you for these two teams and the institutions that they represent. We pray that everything that is said, everything that is done tonight, both on and off the court, will glorify you. Please help all the competitors play to the best of their ability. Keep everyone involved in tonight's game free from any injuries. And we ask this all in the name of your Son, Jesus. Amen. For the performance of our national anthem, please welcome the CBU Pet Band. Thank you, CBU Pet Band. And now the starting lineup for Utah Tech. At guard, a 6'1" sophomore from Lehigh, Utah, number 11, Noah Gonzalez. At guard, a 6'6" junior from Yorba Linda, California, number 21, Isaiah Pope. At forward, a 6'6" junior from Inglewood, California, number 22, Frank Stang. At forward, a 6'5" senior from Gilbert, Arizona, number 24, Jacob Nichols. And a center, a 6'10" sophomore from Spokane Valley, Washington, number 30, Tanner Christensen. Head coach for the Trailblazers is Sean Judkins. He's assisted by Jake Schroeder and Morrison Gibson Johnson. For your CBU Lancers. At guard forward, a 6'9" senior from Westlake Village, California, number 0, Riley Patton. At guard, a 6'6" sophomore from Burley, Tasmania, number 1, Terrence Armstrong.
Tonight's the night. California Baptist back home for their conference home opener as the Lancers take it on Utah Tech in Western Athletic Conference play live on ESPN+. My name is Pep Fernandez. We appreciate you tuning in on a Thursday night. The Lancers back home after a couple road contests in conference play, trying to get their first conference win of the season. CBU checks in at 8-7 overall, 0-2 in the WAC. Meanwhile, the Utah Tech Trailblazers in at 9-6, 1-1 in Western Athletic Conference play. Riley Batten and the guys wearing those home whites. The Trailblazers in the visiting red uniforms. And here we go from Riverside. A very wet and rainy Southern California this evening. See if it'll be raining threes tonight. Two teams that love to shoot the three ball in the Blazers and the Lancers. CBU opens up with the basketball. Taryn over to Reed Nottage, back up top to Taryn. Kind of a different starting lineup here tonight for head coach Rick Croy. Reed Nottage back in the starting five. Hunter Goodrick also. That three's off the mark. We'll talk more about the starting lineup in just a moment. We'll start with the Trailblazers, brought to you by Altura Credit Union. They'll go out like this for head coach John Judkins, Noah Gonsalves, Isaiah Pope, Frank Stain, Jacob Nichols to the backcourt, and Tanner Christensen up front. Your Altura Credit Union starting lineup for the Trailblazers. For the Lancers, they'll look like this for head coach Rick Croy. Riley Batten, Taryn Armstrong, Reed Nottage, Hunter Goodrick making his second start of the season, and Trey Armstrong. So kind of a smaller lineup tonight for the Lancers. That's brought to you by Altura Credit Union. Goodrick down low, goes right, goes left, up and in for Hunter Goodrick. And that'll tie the game at 2 apiece. We'll talk more about Hunter Goodrick, but he is making his second start of the season tonight, and a little bit of a smaller lineup for the Lancers. Ball nearly taken away. Recovered by Utah Tech. Pope from beyond the elbow puts up the jumper. It's long. Rebound, Taryn Armstrong. We got two Armstrongs in the starting five for CBU tonight. And Taryn and Trey getting the starting nod. Lancers 2, Trailblazers 2. Taryn drives inside the drive and the kick to a wide open Riley Batten. It's off the front of the iron. Gonsalves chases down the rebound. Nichols pulls up for three. It's good for Utah Tech. Trailblazers go up 5-2 on the Nichols three. Batten, opposite wing. Trey, floater off the window. Get in there for Trey Armstrong, and it's 5-4. Nice little runner there by Trey. Gets the Lancers back within one very early here in Riverside. Gonsalves tosses it out to Pope. Tries the baseline, fakes, and goes back the other way, and it is good for Isaiah Pope. A lot of the scoring is going to fall on Pope tonight. Comes in as the second leading scorer for Utah Tech on the season, but with Cameron Good and the team's leading, well, point man and assist man out with an injury tonight. More's gonna fall on Pope. Batten's pass picked off by Christensen. 7-4 Utah Tech. Gonsalves out to Stain. Stain drives left, dumps it off to Christensen, hands it off to Pope. Up top to Nichols. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. 10 right now. Christensen, defended by Goodrick. His pass thrown away. Good defense there by the Lancers. Let's take a look at the Jensen keys to the game tonight. How about a sub above? He is not your normal sub. In fact, Hunter Goodrick in the starting five tonight. He's one of the top scorers and rebounders for CBU this season. Not your average sub. And Q&A. We got some questions. Well, we got some answers in terms of who's going to provide the scoring for the Lancers. How about Q for Quintana and A for Taryn Armstrong as Tim Igoefe throws down a dunk. And finally, the status of Cameron Gooden for Utah Tech, the team's leading scorer and assist man. He is out for a second consecutive game for Utah Tech with an injury. He is not in the lineup. Those are your Jensen keys to the game. Pope draws the foul, so Tim Igoefe barely got into the game and delivered a highlight reel dunk. Got the Lancers back within one. It's a 7-6 game with 16:05 to play here in the first half. that foul on Reed Nottage. Pope has it for Utah Tech. Up top to Christensen. Into the mid-post to Nichols. Back out to Christensen. Stain. Back to Christensen. Taken away, the steal by Trey Armstrong. Trey brings it up the floor, back up top to Taryn. Taryn defended by Gonçalves. Taryn drives the pass. Tim Igwefe gets tangled up with Stain. And the foul will be on Frank Stain. We'll take a break here with 15:32 to go in the first half. Lancers trail Utah Tech by 1. We'll be back from Riverside.
Jeanette joined the United States Air Force on October 3rd, 1969, and was sent to basic training at Lackland Air Force Base, Texas. In November 1971, she was assigned to Korat Air Base in Thailand, where she drove forklifts, tractor trailers, and many different types of equipment delivering supplies during the Vietnam War. In January 1978, she was honorably discharged and entered the CHP Academy in February 1978. After 5 years with the CHP, she enlisted into the United States Air Force Reserves, working mostly at Edwards Air Force Base, California. In the mid-1990s, she was with a group of United States Air Force reservists sent to Venezuela on a mission doing jungle warfare training. On 9/11, while serving reserve duty at Edwards Air Force Base, she was activated for 1 year and sent to Iraq. She later retired from the USAF in October 2002 and from CHP in June 2008. Her military medals include the Meritorious Service Medal, Vietnam Service Medal, Republic of Vietnam Campaign Medal, and the Air Reserve Meritorious Service Medal. Alongside Jeanette Batten and presenting her with a token of our appreciation is Ed Harper from Alpha Business. Thank you for your service, Master Sergeant Jeanette Batten.
Welcome back to the CBU Event Center. Utah Tech leading by 1, 7-6 here in the first half. Let's take a look at the Dutton Buick GMC Impact players tonight. For the Lancers, how about Riley Batten coming off 13 in that road loss to Seattle, and Taryn Armstrong, the team's leading scorer and assist man, hoping to have a big night tonight against the Trailblazers. And for Utah Tech, Isaiah Pope comes in as the leading scorer, and there's Noah Gonçalves, one of the top three-point shooters in the country, checks in at 44% from downtown. And those are your Jensen keys to the game and your Dutton Buick GMC Impact players, I should say, as Igwefe knocks down the first free throw. One more coming up for Igwefe. That ties the game at 7. Second one off the mark. Rebound Stain. Going back the other way with Utah Tech. It appears both starting fives are still on the floor coming out of that last timeout. Lancers 7, Trailblazers 7. Christensen passes out to Nichols. He already has 1 3, make it 2 threes for number 24, Jacob Nichols, the senior from Gilbert, Arizona. 6 points for Nichols, gives the Trailblazers a 10-7 lead. And a foul on Utah Tech. Going to be on Pope. First substitution of the game for the Trailblazers. Dancel Leader replaces Nichols after a couple three-pointers to help spot the Trailblazers an early lead here in Riverside with 15:03 to go. Lancers inbound pass to Trey. That 3 from the corner will not fall. Here come the Trailblazers back the other way. Pope has it. Out to Leader. He's left alone, so he'll try the 3. That one's no good. A rebound, Igwefe. Up ahead to Goodrick. Goodrick still working on Leader. Stops his dribble, plays it out to Trey. Trey puts it in drive. Leans in. That one's short. Tipped around. Couple of hands on it. Trey rips it away. Follow-up shot. That one's no good. Offensive rebound. Igwefe. That putback finally for the Lancers. It's good for Igwefe. Makes it a 10-9 game. Egoefe with 5 of those 9 right now for the Lancers. Christensen along the baseline, backs down Egoefe, got a hand on it. But the putback is good for Christensen. Makes it a 12-9 game. Taryn from the wing drives. Out the tray, over to Goodrick. He drives in, that pass thrown away. Reed Nottage got a hand on it, but could not collect the pass. Out of bounds, substitution, Quintana is in for the Lancers, as is Blondo Chiqueño. Quintana and Taryn Armstrong, the only 2 Lancers averaging double figures in scoring this season. Quintana coming from off the bench tonight. As we mentioned, Chiqueño in as well. Looks like Scotty Washington has also checked in for CBU. Pope goes right. Back up top, Gonsalves, down low, Christensen hauled in that pass and snuck around Egoefe for the dunk. It's now 14-9, Utah Tech. Quintana into the post. Egoefe puts it up. There's a whistle on the play. Might be flopping. Yeah, it is going to be flopping. The basket is good for Egoefe. You be the judge. Take another look here. Gonsalves right there to meet Egoefe as soon as he spun around. That'll put Washington at the free throw line, and he knocks down the free throw on that flopping call. Makes it 14-12. And the ball goes back to the Trailblazers. So Egoefe now with 7 in this game. Coach John Judkins approaching 600 career wins. If you're a CBU fan, hoping it does not happen tonight here in Riverside. 14-12, Utah Tech leader. Working on Batten. Fadeaway, high arcing shot. That won't go, but there's Christensen to keep it in play for the Trailblazers. This time, leader trying to drop the hammer. It will not go, no whistle on the play. We'll stay on this end with Utah Tech. Pass intercepted by Washington. Scotty Washington, the steal. Scotty Washington, jumper, no good. Another board for Egoefe. The putback is good. Egoefe from off the bench taking over tonight. He's got 9 points and he ties the game at 14. Egoefe with 9 points and 3 rebounds to lead CBU as they have tied the game at 14. So Tim Egoefe not getting the start tonight as head coach Rick Croy went with a little bit of a small ball lineup, as you'd like to say. But Tim Egoefe coming from off the bench, and wow, 9 points in 4 minutes. He's 4 of 4 from the floor. So Egoefe with 9 points to lead all scores in this game. And check him out in action. Down low, how about that dunk? He had barely checked into the game, already slammed one home. And then Egoefe doing work down low for 2 more. How about that move? Right into Gonsalves. Got the basket anyways. Tim Egoefe. Trailblazers ball, inbound from the baseline. Pope brings it up the floor. So Pope doing a lot of things that Cameron Gooden would normally be doing, including running the point for Utah Tech. But as we mentioned, Gooden out for the 2nd consecutive game with an injury, and Pope throws that pass away. Ball goes back to the Lancers. Lancers 14, Trailblazers 14. Chiqueño up top to Batten. Washington comes back to help. Hagen Wright has checked in for the Trailblazers, wearing number 23. Egoefe double team, passes down low to Batten. Batten fakes, puts it up, blocked by Leader. And they're gonna say jump ball. This time it will favor Utah Tech. Substitution, Malik Wade checks into the game for the Lancers. But first, quick break here in Riverside. It's Utah Tech 14 and California Baptist 14. We'll be right back.
And now it's time for the Jensen T-shirt toss.
Welcome back, everybody. Take a look at the Western Athletic Conference basketball standings. Finally into conference play. And there is Stephen F. Austin having a great season, and it has continued in WAC action. They are at 3-0. Utah Valley, which we will see next week, at 2-0. Southern Utah also at 2-0. CBU trying to get their first conference win of the season after falling at GCU and at Seattle on opening week. So those are your WAC standings. 11:55 to go here in the first half. As we mentioned, Malik Wade has checked in for the Lancers. So we got Chiqueño, Batten, Quintana, Wade, and Washington. Your five on the floor right now for head coach Rick Croy. Pope has it for the Trailblazers. Up top to Leader. And in the mid-post to Christensen, back to the basket. Good defense by Wade. Christensen to the left, got the basket. Trailblazers take the lead, 16-14. Good defense, though, by Malik Wade. Just a great move in the post by Christensen. Going to the left hand. Chiqueño out to Quintana. Quintana floater. That one no good, tipped around. Batten has it, goes to his left. That one's also no good. Isaiah Pope up top to Leader. To his left on that far wing, Gonsalves. Pope, he'll pull the trigger for the three, short. Wade has the rebound. That one a little bit long off the back of the iron. CBU still looking for their first three-pointer of this game as we approach the midway point of the first half. Right now at 0 for 4. Christensen fakes left, goes right, puts it up, no good. Wade rips down the rebound, jump ball, and it will favor the Lancers this time. Utah Tech substitution. Frank Stain is back. Trey Edmonds checks in for the first time tonight. Quintana coming off a 2 for 10 performance, 2 for 10 from downtown against Seattle. Trying to get back to his hot shooting from distance. They'll need it tonight. Again, Quintana and Taron Armstrong, the leading scorers on this CBU team at just over 10 points per contest. As we speak of Taron, he's up at the scorers table. He'll check in just a moment. That three no good for the Trailblazers. Rebound Chiqueño. Chiqueño drives inside. That one's also no good. Edmonds the rebound. CBU 6 of 19 from the floor to start this one out. Down low, ball being tapped around. And the foul's going against CBU. It's going to be on Chiqueño. Nichols is back for the Trailblazers. Here comes Igoefe and Taryn Armstrong for California Baptist. Chiqueño and Wade will head to the bench. Taryn Armstrong looking for his first points in this game, as is Quintana, the team's 2 leading scorers. Right now, CBU has missed 7 of their last 8 shots. Stain back out to Nichols. Nichols already has a couple threes made in this game. Pope still working around Taryn, high off the window, going above the outstretched arm of Igoefe. He got it. 18-14 Utah Tech. Washington with it on the far wing. He'll drive in for a closer look. Stops on a dime from around the elbow. It's good for Scotty Washington. 18-16. Lancers make it a 1-possession game again. Pope up top for the Trailblazers. Back out to Stain. He'll try the 3. That one's no good. Rebound Igoefe. Up ahead, Batten. Back out to Washington. He'll drive in. Washington blocked by Edmonds. Substitution for the Lancers. Hunter Goodrick returns. Take another look. Washington trying to go to the hole. There was Edmonds. Lancer ball from the baseline with 8:47 to go. But first, Reed Nottage back into the game for Washington. Taryn will inbound. Nichols defending. Into Quintana. Over to Goodrick. Up top, Nottage. Catch and release. That 3 won't go. Goodrick chases it down. We'll stay right here with the Lancers. Goodrick finds Quintana. Throws it off Gonsalves, and it'll be Lancer ball. From the sideline, it'll be Nottage. Nottage into Taryn. Taryn goes right. Nice pass to Reed. He'll go baseline. Baseline pass over to Goodrick. Stops his dribble, goes back up top, and they cannot get the shot off in time. That is a shot clock violation on CBU. Ball going back to Utah Tech with 8:19 to go. Utah Tech opened up conference play with a win against the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, 81-66. Then lost a tough one against in-state rival Utah Valley, 71-60. Nice runner by Pope over Igoefe, makes it 20-16. Taryn, defended by Pope, asking for some help. Outsteps Nottage, and now Taryn's gonna back it up. Out to Quintana, 10 on the shot clock. Lancers just had a shot clock violation. 5 on the shot clock. Deep 3, Quintana. That one's no good. Offensive rebound, Igoefe, but he stepped out of bounds. Ball goes back to Utah Tech. The Lancers have missed 9 of their last 10 shots. Can they get back on track? We'll find out when we come back here on ESPN+.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm from Moreno Valley, California, and I've been with Altura Credit Union since 2017. Family time is extremely important. Being able to just pull my phone out and just go right on the app while the kids are over there doing whatever they're doing, I'm able to just go on the app really quick, transfer money, or check my account, see if my deposits went through right away. With my Ascend checking account, I'm also able to check my credit score. I don't ever have to worry about anything in my bank account. Did I mention it was free?
popping like the top off a bottle and I ain't stopping yet. Baby, it's a brand new day. Ain't no clouds hanging over me. Something doesn't feel the same. The rest of my life gonna start today. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The rest of my life.
Introducing bubbly sparkling water. Crack a smile.
Welcome back, everybody. 20-16, Utah Tech leading CBU right now. But you can still root for the credit union that roots for you. Altura Credit Union, proud sponsor of CBU Athletics and presenter of the Athlete of the Week. Our athletes for this week are from CBU men's basketball, Joe Quintana right there, and CBU women's basketball, Grace Schmidt. Congratulations to Joe and Grace, the Altura Credit Union athletes of the week. There is Joe Quintana trying to get his first points tonight, coming off the bench here for head coach Rick Croy. Two leading scorers on the season, Taryn and Quintana, both trying to get into the scoring column for the first time tonight. Utah Tech with the basketball. Stain back out to Gonsalves. He's a great three-point shooter, but that one's off the side of the iron. Leads the team in three-pointers made. Shooting 44% from downtown on the season. Keep an eye on Noah Gonsalves. Taryn Armstrong has it for the Lancers. Far wing, there's Quintana, defended by Stain. Up top, Taryn, he'll drive in, stops on a dime, back out to Nottage, catch and release. That three's no good, tipped out. Last touch by the Trailblazers. It'll be CBU basketball. CBU shooting 30% in this game right now, 7 of 23 from the floor. Got to remedy that to have a chance here against the Trailblazers, who are without their leading scorer tonight, Cameron Gooden. He's in street clothes on the bench for the Trailblazers. Taryn driving the kick. Nottage, he'll try another three. That one's also no good. CBU now 0 for 8 from downtown. Pope, his pass into the backcourt. Nottage gets there first, but taken away by Stain. Trailblazers with it. They got a 4-point lead. Up and good for Stain. Three-pointer makes it 23-16. Seven-point lead for the Trailblazers, their largest lead of this game.
Utah Tech's number 11, Noah Gonsalves, second personal.
Gonsalves with a foul. Substitution here for the Trailblazers. Christensen is back. Najon Anderson in for the first time tonight. Lancer ball from the baseline. Taryn will inbound. Into Quintana. Over to Trey. Quintana has it. Goes to his right. There's Taryn back up top to Quintana. Fakes the three. Goodrick spins to his right, now left. Left hand good for Hunter Goodrick. Much needed basket there for CBU, makes it a 5-point game, 23-18. Goodrick with 4 points in this game. And it's gonna be Lancer ball after Anderson stepped out of bounds along that sideline. Anderson, who had just checked into the game. Ball goes back to California Baptist, down by 5. Taryn drives inside the drive, out to Quintana, he'll try the three. That one is no good, and a rebound, Christensen. The Lancers struggling right now, shooting the basketball. Foul against CBU. It's gonna be on on Joe Quintana. Quintana defending on Anderson there. Egoefe checks out. Batten is back into the game. That one rattles around, no good for Utah Tech. Taryn up ahead to Goodrick. Goodrick streaking down the floor, passes to Trey in the corner. Three, no good. The Lancers now 0 for 11 from three. Pope, Gonsalves, no. Quintana, he'll try the three. That one is also no good. That pass nearly thrown away. Taryn goes diving for it. (23-18) Utah Tech. Tanner Christensen with 8 points. Speaking of Christensen, hammers home the big-time dunk for the Trailblazers. 25-18. Lead back up to 7. Goodrick in the high post, trying to go back to Taryn, tipped away. Turnover. Anderson walks across the timeline as he takes a look back at Coach John Judkins. Under 4 to go here in the first half. Anderson. Good defense there by the Lancers. It'll still be Utah Tech basketball when we come back. Trailblazers enjoying a 7-point lead, 25-18 here in Riverside. We'll be back.
Dutton car race. I got my contestants here. You guys, we're gonna stand right here and look at the screen. All right. Tell me your name and you're gonna pick a car. Blue, gold, or white. Okay? Maya, what color car? Gold for Maya. All right. What color car? White. All right. Guess what you get? Camden. What color? Good choice, Camden. All right. Let's go. It's always tight in the beginning, but we're gonna figure out here really quickly. We're gonna start to separate. Hey, Blue, get the blue flag. Good job, Camden. Hey, high five. All right, thanks guys for playing. Thank you guys for having us. Do it.
Thank you, Joe, and thank you to Dutton here at GMC.
Low scoring first half here in Riverside. Utah Tech leading California Baptist 25-18. Lancers trying to get something going offensively. They have struggled from the field right now. 8 of 28 from the floor, including 0 for 11 from downtown. It'll be Utah Tech basketball from the baseline. Anderson will inbound. 3:45 to go before the break. Into Gonsalves. Christensen back to the basket in that mid-post. Back out to Nichols, 5 on the shot clock. Nichols drives inside, gets to the rim and throws it down. 27-18, that lead has grown to 9 for the Trailblazers. Taryn over to Goodrick. Goodrick going inside with the left hand off the window. Good. Hunter Goodrick with another timely basket for the Lancers. Makes it 27-20. Goodrick now with 6 points in this game. Anderson to the hole. Gets around Chiqueño and lays it in. 29-20. Less than 3 to go for the break. Taryn drives, right hand blocked. Utah Tech with it, Anderson. Christensen. Pass. Steal. Trey Armstrong picks the pocket, and Trey's going to slow things down. Up top to Batten. Over to Taryn, defended by Anderson. Taryn drives inside, stops. That pass thrown away by Taryn Armstrong. Lancers down by 9. Taryn Armstrong with no points, 1 assist, 1 rebound here in the first half for CBU. Nichols into the post, Christensen. His pass, steal by Taryn Armstrong. Goodrick goes inside. Goodrick, left hand, good. Goodrick now with 8 in the game. Makes it 29-22. In fact, Goodrick's got 8. Igo Efe's got 9. They have done most of the scoring here in the first half for the Lancers. In fact, between Goodrick and Igo Efe, they're a perfect 8 for 8 from the floor. Gonsalves puts it in drive. Offensive foul on Gonsalves. Lancer ball. Isaiah Pope checks back in for Utah Tech. Replacing Gonsalves. Gonsalves with no points so far in this game. This might be one of the leading scorers on the season. And a great three-point shooter, as we have mentioned. Lancer ball from the baseline. It's Goodrick, Taryn, Chiqueño, Batten, and Trey Armstrong on the floor right now for the Lancers as we approach the final 90 seconds of the first half. Trey, back to Goodrick. Double teamed. Back out to Batten, Chiqueño. Taryn has it. Now he's double teamed by Stain and Pope. Taryn passes to Batten. 8 on the shot clock. Back out to Goodrick. Drives inside. And the offensive foul on Hunter Goodrick. Foul for a foul. There was Goodrick trying to go inside. Christensen takes the charge. 29-22, Utah Tech with the lead. Utah Tech with the ball. Anderson has it. Defended by Taryn. Pope up top. Pope, the drive and the kick. Nichols, pass taken away by Batten, the steal. Chiqueño across the timeline. Under a minute to go. Chiqueño, nice little sidestep. What a bucket there by Blondo Chiqueño. 29-24. Little sidestep to create some space. Got the shot off, and it's good for Chiqueño. 5-point game here. Ten seconds on the shot clock. Pope has it for the Trailblazers. Jumper no good, rebound Batten. So the Lancers will get one more crack at it here in the first half. 29-24, they are down by 5. Taryn has it. Foul. Foul's going to be on Anderson.
That's his first team's 5th timeout.
And a timeout called by the Lancers. So when you look at the scoreboard, it's a very low-scoring game. The Lancers with only 24 points right now. And Goodrick and Igo Efe have combined for 17 of those 24. So we look inside the Utah Tech huddle. Coach Judkins and his guys are up by 5. Trying to hold on to this lead before halftime. As Coach Croy and the guys draw something up with 5 seconds to go before halftime. Tanner Christensen leading all scorers with 10. But Tim Igo Efe with 9 and Goodrick with 8 to lead the way for the Lancers. So 5 seconds to go here. Into Taryn. Taryn has it on the wing, 2 seconds to go. Taryn, jumper up and good at the horn. Taryn Armstrong notches his first bucket of the ball game, and it's a big one. Makes it 29-26. We will take a break here in Riverside. The Lancers trying to claw their way back. Big time bucket there by Taryn Armstrong. We'll be right back on ESPN Plus.
And now, please welcome the CBU Lancer Dancers. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the CBU Event Center Rock, Paper, Scissors Championship of the World. Please direct your attention to Joe Halftime and his halftime entertainment.
Thanks, Brett. So, you know, we're going to go with championship of the block. I'm not going to go with the world quite yet. We're going to warm up to that. So, anybody want to play rock, paper, scissors? I want you to stand up. If you want to play, you stand up. Everybody that wants to play, stand up. All right? All right. If you want to play rock, paper, scissors, stand up. Now, look at somebody next to you or near you. Make eye contact.
And welcome back to the CBU Event Center. It's halftime here in Riverside, where Utah Tech leads the Lancers by a score of 29-26. Tanner Christensen leads all scorers with 10 points for the Trailblazers. Jacob Nichols has added 8 with a couple three-pointers for Utah Tech. For CBU, most of the offensive damage, most of the heavy lifting done by Hunter Goodrick, who got his second start of the season tonight. He's got 8. And Tim Igwefe from off the bench, he has added 9 for the Lancers, so 17 of the 26 coming from those two guys for CBU. Right now, let's take a look at the Magnolia Heating and Cooling hot play of the first half. It belongs to Blondo Chiqueño. Little sidestep around Jacob Nichols and got the bucket. Drive it inside, hangs, and hits. That's the Magnolia Heating and Cooling hot play of the first half. It belongs to Blondo Chiqueño. So it's halftime here in Riverside. The Lancers back within 3, but they've got some work to do on the offensive end. When we come back here, we'll take a look at those Pepsi halftime highlights and halftime stats. 29-26, Utah Tech on top here at the break. We'll be right back.
engine and get some kind of...
Welcome back to Riverside and the Rock, Paper, Scissors World Championships, as they've been advertised here at halftime. Actually, this is a modification. This is Gorilla Cowboy Ninja. We do things a little differently here at CBU, but it's a lot of fun. The fans really enjoy it. Let's take a look at the Pepsi halftime highlights in this one. And there's Hunter Goodrick. He's done a lot of the scoring for CBU, getting the start tonight for head coach Rick Croy. Nice move there. And then Trey with a bucket off the window. And then going inside to Tim Igo-Efe, splitting a couple defenders. Big bucket, big time slam by Igo-Efe early on in this contest. Then the steal by Trey Armstrong. And then on the other end short, but there's Igo-Efe to clean up the mess. He's got 9 points to lead California Baptist at the break. 2 more for Tim Igo-Efe, 9 points in just 10 minutes. He's also got 5 rebounds in this game. There's a rebound and a bucket for Tim Igo-Efe. Scotty Washington, the jumper circling around the cylinder and goes in for him. And then Goodrick, the fake, and to the left, 2 more. Goodrick, again, getting his second start of the season tonight, making the most of it. He's got 8 points in this contest. Loves going to the left, loves going off the window. That was good. And then Blondo Chiqueño, nice move, driving inside, getting around the defender. And then Taryn Armstrong. This was right before halftime at the horn, and it is good for Taryn Armstrong, his first basket of the game as the Lancers closed out the first half on a 6-0 run to get within 3. Take a look at the Pepsi halftime stats in this one. Field goal percentage, the Lancers had only 36% in the first half. Meanwhile, the Trailblazers close to 50% from the floor. They are 13 of 27 to be exact. The Lancers are 12 of 33. Rebounding, favoring the Trailblazers. Assists, the Lancers with only 3 assists in the first half. That is very uncharacteristic of the Lancers, and so is this. 3-point field goals. The Lancers with 0 in the first half. The Trailblazers with 3. Jacob Nichols had 2 of those. And points in the paint favoring Utah Tech 20-18. Those are your Pepsi halftime stats. 29-26, Utah Tech holding on to the lead here at the break. We'll take a break. When we come back, we've got your This Week in Lancer Athletics. We'll be right back from Riverside.
CBU Athletics and presenter of the Athlete of the Week. Our athletes of the week are from CBU Women's Basketball, Grace Schmidt, and from CBU Men's Basketball, Joe Quintana. The next CBU Lancers men's home game is Wednesday, January 11th versus Utah Valley. Game time 7 o'clock. Tickets are now on sale by visiting cbulancers.com/tickets. The next CBU Lancers women's home game is Thursday, January 12th versus Stephen F. Austin. Game time 6 o'clock. Tickets are now on sale by visiting cbulancers.com/tickets. Lancer fans, Fox Sports AM 1350 is the flagship radio station for CBU men's basketball. The new radio home will air all regular season games, both home and away. Each broadcast will feature pregame and postgame shows with exclusive interviews and features. Make sure to tune in after the game on your way home to hear Coach Croy recap tonight's game. Only on Fox Sports AM 1350 and the iHeart Radio app.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This one?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome back to Riverside. Almost time for the second half here between Utah Tech and California Baptist. Take a look at this week in Lancer Athletics right now. If you're watching this live and amplified, CBU women's basketball team on the road at Seattle, fourth quarter. Thanks to a big game from Kinsley Barrington, the Lancers have the lead 74-60. Barrington with 21 points and 5 rebounds at Seattle U right now. Then it's on to Utah Valley coming up on Saturday as the women's basketball team continues that long road trip to Seattle, and then Orem, Utah this weekend. And then back home here in Riverside, we've got the men's and women's swim and dive that you can check out on January 6th, which is Friday, and January 7th on Saturday on WAC Internationals. You can watch that online. Take a look at the provider schedule look ahead for the CBU men's basketball team after tonight. Tough road trip to Las Cruces, take on New Mexico State. That's a big game against the Aggies on Saturday, 6 o'clock tip-off. And then it's back home next week on Wednesday night, taking on Utah Valley, and then rival Grand Canyon on Saturday. So that is a very tough stretch coming up for the Lancers, going on the road to New Mexico State, back home for Utah Valley and Grand Canyon. And it won't let up on January 21st when they get Tarleton. So an very important stretch right now for the Lancers. That's your provider schedule look ahead for the CBU men's basketball team. Well, as we get close now to the tip-off of the second half, take a look at the Jensen's second half changes in this game, and it's going to focus all on the offense for the Lancers, and why not? How about some threes, please? Right now, 0 for 11 from three-point land for CBU. And on the offensive end, we mentioned Igawefe's got 9, Goodrick has 8. Who else will pick up the scoring slack for CBU on the offensive end? That's a big question. And find the fast break. Now, going back to their road loss at Seattle the last time out, CBU had 0 fast break points against Seattle. Tonight, so far against Utah Tech, 0 fast break points. See if they can fix that. Those are your Jensen's second half changes. And again, you notice the theme here, scoring, the offensive end for California Baptist. When you hold the team to 29 points at halftime, you think you're probably in the lead. But right now, the Lancers looking up at the scoreboard, down by 3 at the break, 29-26. A lot of Lancers looking for their first points in this game, including Reed Nottage, Riley Batten, Joe Quintana, guys that we're used to seeing find the bottom of the basket. Still trying to get their first points of the game. Gonsalves also looking for his first field goal in this contest. And here we go with the start of the second half, and it'll be Utah Tech opening up with the basketball. Into the high post to Jacob Nichols. Utah Tech with 3 3-pointers in the first half. He had 2 of them, and there's Gonsalves cutting to the rim. And that's how the Trailblazers crack open the second half with a big-time bucket, making it 31-26. The Lancers were on a 6-0 run when they closed out the first half. Out to Taron Armstrong, driving inside, he goes to the hole, and it's good for Taron Armstrong. So if you rewind back to the first half, he had that final bucket at the horn. He has scored the last 4 CBU points. 31-28. Good sign here for the Lancers, seeing Taron heat up. Christensen. Back out to Stain. 10 on the shot clock. Up top to Nichols, to his left to Pope. Pope's met by Batten, passes to his left. Now inside to Nichols, 2 on the shot clock. Nichols gets the shot off in time, no good, rebound Taron. Same starting 5 for head coach Rick Croy as we open up the second half. With Batten, Taron Armstrong, Reed Nottage, Hunter Goodrick, and Trey Armstrong.
That's his second. Team's first of the second half.
Foul against the Trailblazers. Lancer ball from the baseline. Taron into Trey from the corner. That three's no good. Offensive rebound, Batten. Now Taron tries the 3. That one is short. Gonsalves has it. Pope up top to Nichols. Inside to Christensen. Got the height advantage on Goodrick. Goodrick got a hand on the basketball, but there's a whistle as well. Foul will be on Hunter Goodrick.
Hunter Goodrick, that's his team's first of the second half.
Goodrick swatting at that basketball.
At the line for Utah Tech, number 30, Tanner Christensen, shooting 2.
First free throw for Christensen, a little bit long, it's off the mark. One more coming up. Christensen with 10 points and 6 rebounds in the first half. Second one is also short. The Lancers could potentially tie this game if they can make their first 3 of the game. Trey Armstrong, could it be? Finally, there it is. Trey Armstrong dials up from long distance, ties the game at 31, and that is the first three-pointer for the Lancers tonight. They are 1 of 14 from downtown. Pope inside for Utah Tech. Feels like a brand new ball game right now, tied at 31. Gonsalves 3, no. Who's gonna come out with it? It's Pope, it's the Trailblazers. Foul on the Lancers, I believe it's gonna be Trey Armstrong, and yes it is.
Number 11, Trey Armstrong, that's his first personal.
First personal foul on Trey Armstrong. Tied at 31 here in the second half. Trey Armstrong doing the honors. Finally hitting a 3. More threes, please, for the Lancers. Pope from the baseline. Gonsalves dribbles it back up top. Christensen steps out to help. There's Pope. Gets it back up top to Pope. 10 on the shot clock. Pope from the wing. Shot clock winding down. Christensen in the post. 3 on the shot clock. Passes out of a double team. Stain is in time. Hits the iron. Out of bounds. Lancer ball. Good team defense there by California Baptist. (31-31). Taron Armstrong with 4 points in this game. Thought about a 3, fakes the pass to his left. There's Riley Batten, nice pass to Goodrick, collects it, goes up with it, the foul! The hoop and the harm for Hunter Goodrick. It's all good. And the Lancers take the lead, 33-31. It's their first lead of the game as Goodrick is headed to the free throw line. Go for the old-fashioned three-point play. And as a title partner and as part of their commitment to the WAC, Hercules Tires is donating $1 for every free throw shot made during this year's basketball regular season. The donation will be used to benefit student mental health initiatives conference-wide. Hercules Tires, mental health strong. So Goodrick misses on the free throw, but the Lancers have the lead 33-31. And Goodrick now up to 10 points in this game. Three-pointer, no good for Utah Tech. Offensive rebound, Stain. Pope, he'll try the 3. That one is good. And Pope gives Utah Tech the lead, 34-33. So that short-lived lead by the Lancers is over. Reed, back out to Taron. He'll drive in for a closer look around the free throw line. Swing it to their left. There's Goodrick near the corner. Defended by Christensen, 10 on the shot clock. Goodrick runs right into Pope, and it will be an offensive foul on Hunter Goodrick. Substitution for CBU. Igoefe and Quintana check in. There's Quintana, 0 for 5 in this game, including 0 for 4 from 3. Trying to get Joe Q cranked up here. Averaging just over 10 points per game, Quintana. Pope, mid-range jumper, no good. Christensen, offensive rebound. Pope to Nichols. Hands it off to Gonsalves. There's Christensen, the big man, tries the three. It's good. Tanner Christensen, the 6'10" center, drops the three. Gives the Trailblazers the 37-33 advantage. Nottage. Back out to Quintana, lets it fly. Quintana, that three won't go. Foul against Utah Tech. It's going to be on Isaiah Pope. 15-24, still to play here in the second half. Utah Tech back on top, 37-33. We'll be right back.
When your heating and air conditioning system stops working, how do you know who to call? Call one of those big corporations and you're just a number. But at Magnolia Heating and Cooling, we treat everyone like family. That's because we're family owned and based here in Riverside. Your neighbors trust Magnolia Heating and Cooling, and we've earned a great reputation over the years. Call to experience the Magnolia difference.
For any heating and cooling repair, call 1-800-2-GET-AIR.
Popping like the top off a bottle and I ain't stopping yet. Baby, it's a brand new day. Ain't no cow singing over me. Something doesn't feel the same. The rest of my life gonna start today. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The rest of my life.
Introducing bubbly sparkling water. Crack a smile.
Conventional wisdom says breakfast is the most important meal. But at Provider Food Services, we believe that every meal you enjoy with us is the most important meal. Voted #1, this ideal drives us to bring you curated, chef-driven cuisine and composed meal experiences every single time. Whether you're dining with us or partnering with us, we want to give you the best and safest experience. So in these busiest of days, let's always enjoy the most important meal.
There's head coach Rick Croy and his staff. They had the lead for a moment here in the second half, but Utah Tech on top 37-33 right now as the Lancers trying to get their first conference win of the season. A couple of tough road losses to open up WAC play at Grand Canyon and then at Seattle. Now back home for their conference home opener against the Trailblazers. 4-point ball game. Taryn Armstrong will inbound from the baseline. Taryn trying to find somewhere to go, finally gets it into Goodrick. Chiqueño up top. To his left to Quintana, right back to Chiqueño. Trying to get it inside, finally they do to Goodrick. They go in, they go back out to Taryn Armstrong. He puts it in drive. The drive and the pass out to Quintana for three. No good, rebound Christensen. Rebound number 9. He's one rebound away from a double-double tonight. On the year, he averages about 10 points and 7 rebounds per game. So already having an above-average game for Christensen. Anderson, circus shot, no. Rebound Quintana, it's a 5-on-4. Lancers on the power play. Goodrick drives the kick out to Chiqueño. Fakes. Another fake. Now he puts up the shot. That one's no good. Tipped around. Igoefe has it. We'll stay right here with CBU. Out steps Igoefe to help out Taryn. Taryn goes to his right. Down towards the baseline. The pass picked off by Stain. Anderson going right at Chiqueño. No shot, but there is a foul. Foul will be on number 3, Belondo Chiqueño. Substitution. Riley Batten is in for Hunter Goodrick. Trailblazers ball. Anderson. Gonsalves. Nichols with his back to the basket. Now he faces up with Batten defending. Back out to Stain. Nichols puts it up, tipped around, and right back to Nichols. The follow-up's no good, but there is another foul. They should get Igoefe on this one, and they do. 37-33. First personal foul on Igoefe. When you look at the foul department, Hunter Goodrick has 3 for the Lancers. That's why he's on the bench right now. And the same thing for Utah Tech. Isaiah Pope's got 3. He's also on the bench right now as Nichols hits the first free throw. Substitution, it's going to be Washington for Taryn. Scotty Washington trying to bring some offense to the floor. He's got 3 points in this game. Second one no good for Nichols. 38-33. Nichols with 9 points in the game for Utah Tech. Chiqueño over to Batten, to his right to Washington. Lancers passing it around, trying to find the open man. Chiqueño to the hole. Batten, left hand. That one's no good. There's a whistle on the play. It's going to be on 22 Frank Stain of Utah Tech. Leader comes back in for the Trailblazers. He'll replace Nichols. Chiqueño into Igoefe. That pass nearly taken away, and it finally is by the Trailblazers, but Chiqueño rips it right back. And then the foul will be on Anderson. Chiqueño bringing the ball up the floor, and Anderson commits the foul with 13:21 on the clock here in the second half. The Lancers had the lead, 33-31, but it's a 7-0 run right now for the Trailblazers. Leader has it, but it looks like we might have an injured player. It's Stain. He might got poked in the eye. Let's see, he's coming towards the Utah Tech bench, and yeah, they're gonna stop time here.
Official timeout.
It's gonna be an official timeout as Stain heads to the bench. Looks like the Trailblazers are trying to decide, are they going to put Stain back in or make a substitution? It looks like they will go with the sub. Hagen Wright back in for Utah Tech. (38-33). Anderson out to Christensen for 3. That one's no good. Rebound Quintana. Got to respect the 3. Christensen's already made 1 in this game. Into the post to Igoefe. Back to the basket. Batten fakes. Goes inside. Back out to Quintana from the far wing. Finally for Joe Quintana. A great sign for the Lancers as Joe Quintana hits from deep. Makes it 38-36. Trey with a tray, Quintana with a tray. That 3, no good for Utah Tech. Chiqueño going inside. Back out to Batten. How about another 3? That one's no good. Still a 1-possession game. Into the post, down low, taken away by Quintana. There's Chiqueño to come back and help. And that one taken away. Anderson on the ground, and he's going to be fouled by Chiqueño, who ran into him. Timeout here in Riverside, 38-36. Utah Tech, the Lancers trying to hang around. Joe Quintana heating up from the outside. We'll be back on ESPN+. 38-36, Utah Tech on top with 11:42 to go in the second half. Hunter Goodrick with 10 points to lead CBU, including a perfect 5 of 5 from the floor, unblemished right now. Trying to lead the way for CBU, but they're going to need more from a Hunter Goodrick down the stretch as we make our way through the second half. The Lancers back within 1. It's a one-possession game. They could tie or take the lead right here. In fact, they had the lead not too long ago, 33-31. In this low-scoring battle, Chiqueño, the drive, the reverse! Belando Chiqueño showing off the moves. Ties the game at 38. Another nice move by Belando Chiqueño. He doesn't always score, but when he does, he makes it dramatic. Another nice basket from Chiqueño. He's got 4 in the game. And a foul against CBU. It'll be on Goodrick. Uh-oh. That's 4 personal fouls on Goodrick. He just checked back into the game and picks up another foul. And Goodrick already knows. He's looking back at the CBU bench. He'll be coming out in just a moment. Pope at the line for the Trailblazers. Hits the first free throw. Taryn Armstrong and Reed Nottage in. Belando Chiqueño and Hunter Goodrick out. Goodrick, again, 10 points, 5 of 5 from the floor, but he's got 4 personal fouls right now. Pope hits the second. 40-38. Utah Tech has the lead, although they have not made a basket in about 5 minutes. Taryn, trying to get around the leader, draws the foul. Yeah, it's going to be on leader. His first personal foul. Lancer ball from the baseline with 10:53 to go here in the second half. Washington into Nottage. Going to his left, tries right, dips back into his left. It's good for Reed Nottage, and that is his first bucket of the game. Ties the game at 40. The Lancers have a lot of scoring options. We'll see which one of these guys can maybe heat up here in the back half of the second half. Foul's going to be on Nottage.
Number 5, Reed Nottage. Second personal, team foul number 8.
That'll send leader to the free throw line for Utah Tech. Leader going to the line for the first time tonight. On the season, 71% from the free throw line. He knocks down the first. (41-40). Trailblazers back in front just like that. Another free throw for the leader. And he misses the second. Tarrant pushes it up the floor for CBU. Defended by Nichols. Quintana swings it into the corner. There's Scotty Washington for 3. Scotty nails it, and it gives the Lancers the lead, 43-41. Scotty Washington hitting some big-time baskets. He's got 6 in this game as the Lancers connect on their third three-pointer in the contest. Leader has it down low, plays it back out. Nichols blocked by Malik Wade. Washington puts it in drive. Washington off the window and good. 5 consecutive points for Scotty Washington. 45-41 Lancers. CBU coming on strong here with a 4-point lead. We'll be back on ESPN Plus in a moment. Looks like we're going to keep it right here. I think there were some extracurricular activities after the Washington bucket. (46-41) on a Washington free throw. 5-point lead for the Lancers. It's only 5, but it is their largest lead of this game. CBU struggled offensively in the first half. Here in the second half, it's been Utah Tech. They have not made a basket in over 6 minutes. And as I say that, Nichols hits. Of course he did. 46-44, CBU. Tarrant behind his back. Out to Quintana. There's Scotty Washington. Driving inside. Mid-range Jay on the way. Short. Lancers up by 2. CBU hasn't spent a lot of time working with the lead tonight. Leader for 3. That one is short. Airs it out. Lancer ball. (46-44) CBU. They've made 4 of their last 5 shots to grab the lead on Utah Tech. Cutting back door, Quintana to the cup and in. Joe Quintana. You got to pay so much respect to his outside game that he'll sneak past you. Cutting back door, gets the 2, 48-44. Pope. Gonsalves 3. That one's no good. Rebound Quintana. Gonsalves now 0 for 3 from downtown. And again, he's a great 3-point shooter. 44% on the season coming into tonight's game. Leader. His steal. The pass intercepted by Tarrant. Over to, well, you guessed it, Scotty Washington, everybody. Are you serious? 3-pointer, Scotty Washington makes it 51-44. Scotty Washington now with a dozen in this game, and the Lancers starting to build a little bit of a cushion, dare we say, here in the second half. We'll take a break here on ESPN+.
What if you could spend your breaks living alongside other students, learning how to live every day like it's a new opportunity to share the life-changing hope of Jesus with anyone you meet? And what if in the process, you find your purpose, you find your calling, and this world that feels too big to change begins changing one life at a time through you? This is more than an experience. This is a new way of living. It's life on mission.
At Magnolia, we've been around so long because we're always on the cutting edge. Let Magnolia help you modernize your comfort with our new all-electric, ultra-efficient comfort systems. Magnolia Heating and Cooling, trusted in Riverside since 1951.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm from Moreno Valley, California, and I've been with Altura Credit Union since 2017. Family time is extremely important. Being able to just pull my phone out and just go right on the app while the kids are over there doing whatever they're doing, I'm able to just go on the app really quick, transfer money, or check my account, see if my deposits went through right away. With my Ascend checking account, I'm also able to check my credit score. I don't ever have to worry about anything in my bank account. Did I mention it was free?
Welcome back to the CBU Event Center. California Baptist leading Utah Tech 51-44 with 8 minutes and 9 seconds to go here in the second half. The Lancers trying to pull off their first conference win of the season. And they've stormed back here in the second half. They've outscored the Trailblazers, in fact, in the second half, 25-15. Scotty Washington with a dozen points from off the bench, including a couple 3-pointers, to really provide a spark here for CBU offensively and specifically here in the second half. Ego F.A. checks back in for CBU. Here in the second half, Scotty Washington with 9 points. He's 3 of 4 from the floor, and both of those 3-pointers coming here in the second half. Christensen at the free throw line, a 1-and-1.
Number 1 for the Trailblazers, number 2.
Utah Tech has missed 7 of their last 8 shots, opening the door for CBU to not only get back in this game, but grab the lead. Christensen hits the first free throw, 51-45. The second on the way, and it's no good. Rebound, Igo Efe. 51-45, under 8 minutes. Taryn driving inside. Back out to Quintana. Out steps Igo Efe, sets the pick. Quintana goes right. Christensen now defending on Quintana. Quintana going inside, high off the glass, and good. 2 more for Quintana. So the outside shot might not be falling tonight for Quintana, but he's still finding ways to get to the glass, get to the bucket. He's got 7 now. All 7 of those points coming after the break. Steal, Lancers. Washington has it. Washington for 3. That one's no good. Rebound, Christensen. 53-45, an 8-point lead for CBU. CBU, in fact, actually shooting better than the Trailblazers now in this game. For the first time tonight, they're shooting 42% from the floor. Utah Tech shooting 40% from the floor. Slow start for CBU, but they're coming around right now in the second half. 3 on the shot clock for Utah Tech. The shot by Stain, no good. Offensive rebound, Christensen. Blocked by Batten, out of bounds. And they're gonna say it was last touch by the Trailblazers. It'll be CBU ball when we come back with 6:34 to go in the second half. Lancers up by 8 on ESPN+.
Miniplan to pick up your tickets. And now, time for the Magnolia Heating and Cooling Dance Cam.
And we are back here at the CBU Event Center, deep into the second half, 6:34 to go. And California Baptist leading Utah Tech 53-45. Scotty Washington, where's number 12? He's got 12 points in this game as well. He's going to relish this game for a long time. They could muster up a win. Lancers up by 8, and they've got the ball. Taryn brings it across the timeline. Cutting back door, Quintana. There's Washington in the corner. Oh, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. Ball goes back to Utah Tech. Quick shout out to the CBU women's basketball team. Big road win up in the Pacific Northwest. The Lancers knock off Seattle U 74-62. Kinsley Barrington with a monster game for the Lancers. Her best game in a Lancer uniform for sure. So congrats to Coach Olson and the team winning up there in Seattle tonight. Foul's going to be on Igoefe, his second personal foul. Remember, Goodrick's got 4, so he is not on the floor right now as Coach Croy talks to his big man. Igoefe, 9 points and 9 rebounds for Igoefe. And if you remember from the top of the broadcast, those 9 points came in the first couple minutes of this ball game. In fact, he felt like the only guy scoring for CBU early on. Christensen misses the first free throw. Another one coming up for Christensen. The second is also off the mark. Comes up empty. It remains 53-45 CBU. Taryn with the ball. Washington in the corner, defended by Gonsalves. Down low, Igoefe off the window, good. Jump hook for Igoefe. He's now got 11, and he's got the double-double. 11 points, 10 rebounds for Tim Igoefe. Stain, good. 55-47. CBU has outscored the Trailblazers 29-18 here in the second half. Taryn, double teamed, passes out of it to Quintana. To the opposite wing, there's Washington. Of course he did. Scotty Washington does it again. Another 3 for Washington, pushes his point total up to 15. And the steal. Lancer ball, 58-47. So for the first time tonight, CBU leading by double digits. They have stormed back here in the second half. They were trailing by 3 at halftime. Right now up by 11. Right now up by 14. Big time 3 by Joe Q. Joe Quintana, 61-47. California Baptist. Check out Quintana from the wing. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Timeout called by the Trailblazers as Quintana dials up from deep. All of a sudden, we got a bunch of Lancers scoring buckets. Quintana's got 10, Washington with 15, Igoefe with 11, and Goodrick with 10. They lead the way tonight for CBU. It wasn't too long ago we were talking about who's gonna pick up the scoring for the Lancers. We've got our answer. Quintana has stepped up, and Washington certainly has come up big time with 15 points in this game. The fans are loving it. Wasn't looking too good at halftime as Utah Tech led 29-26. But a monster second half for the Lancers, outscoring the Trailblazers 35-18 after the break. That has certainly been the difference in this game. Washington with a dozen points coming in the second half. Quintana with 10 points, all coming in the second half. In fact, in the second half, CBU shooting 56% from the floor and 50% from three-point land. Remember, they had no three-pointers at halftime. They are 6 of 12 from deep here in the second half. That's the tail of the tape right now for the Lancers. Up 61-47, Pope's jumper, no good for the Trailblazers. And Taryn's gonna walk it across the timeline, and they're gonna take their sweet, sweet time on this possession, it would appear. Maybe not. Quintana tries the 3, circles out on Quintana. Lancers up by 14, Christensen for 3, and he hits again. His second 3 of the game. He's got 17 to lead Utah Tech. 4:09 on the clock. We'll take a quick break here from Riverside, but the Lancers lead by 11.
Time out on the floor.
And welcome back to the CBU Event Center. Just 4 minutes and 9 seconds to go in this one between the Lancers and the Trailblazers. Let's talk about the Altura Credit Union Player of the Game. This one's not over, but right now Scotty Washington is lighting it up, and he's not done yet. 15 points, including 12 coming in the second half, as Scotty Washington provided that big boost on the offensive end that the Lancers were looking for. He's the Altura Credit Union Player of the Game. Congratulations to Scotty Washington. Still out there on the floor, and why not? You can't take this guy off the court, having himself a big game. The Lancers trying to close this one out. Coming down the home stretch, up by 11. Pass over to Washington. Goes inside, and 2 more for the Altura Credit Union Player of the Game, Mr. Scotty Washington. Now 17. I'm going to hazard to guess that's a career high for Scotty Washington. Or at least approaching it. Nichols for 3 on the other end for Utah Tech. Rebound Quintana, and the foul on Stain.
Number 22, Frank Stain. Third personal, team foul, number 7.
Let's see, Scotty Washington had 18 against Weber State, so he's 1 away. Quintana at the free throw line for CBU. It's the first. Quintana with now 11 points, all 11 coming here in the second half. Second one, good. 65-50. It's like, don't blink, all of a sudden CBU up by 15. Christensen taken away by Batten. Tearing up the court for CBU. 65-50. Into the high post to Goodrick. Christensen defending. Taryn, 7 on the shot clock. Taryn, the drive and the kick out to Quintana for 3, and that one is also good. Apparently, Quintana saved his best stuff for the second half. Another 3 for Quintana, and now he's up to 15. In fact, he's the second leading scorer for the Lancers, only behind Scotty Washington, who's got 17. Stain hauls in that pass. To the rim, it's good for Frank Stain. He's got a foul shot coming his way as well. Substitution as we take another look at Stain right at Goodrick. And that's going to be 5 personal fouls on Hunter Goodrick. So Goodrick will check out of the game with 10 points, 5 of 5 from the floor. Strong night for Goodrick, making his second start of the season. 2:35 on the clock, 68-52, California Baptist. There is Quintana, 15 points in this game. Stain at the line for the Trailblazers. So each team with a player with 17 points to lead the way. Christensen was 17 for the Trailblazers. Washington was 17. As Goodrick will watch the end of this one from the bench, hoping his team holds on here at home for their first conference win of the season. Stain hits the free throw. Back to a 15-point game. The full court press by the Trailblazers. Taryn passes up to Washington. Washington to Batten. Batten. The pass to Nottage, and an easy 2 for Reed Nottage. 70-53. Great ball movement by CBU to get the ball up the floor. Beats the press. Anderson steps back for 3. No good. Lancer ball. Quintana has it with 2 minutes to go. Quintana with Pope right there. Now there's 15 on the shot clock. We'll see if Quintana will dribble out a little bit more time on this possession. Quintana backs it out. Now 5 on the shot clock. Quintana for 3. That's going to be well short and gets stuck between the rim and the backboard, which always gets a roar out of the crowd. Quintana with 15 points, all in the second half for CBU, as the Lancers have outscored Utah Tech by 20 here after the break, 44-24. Lancers with the ball. Nottage, jumper, rattles around. It was in time, but it was no good. Utah Tech with the ball. Anderson drives, reverse, puts it up. Anderson will head to the free throw line for 2. Foul's going to be on Washington. His first personal foul. Anderson at the line. First one is no good. On the season, a 75% free throw shooter. The second one misses both. Nottage up ahead to Taryn. Taryn collides with Anderson. Oh, traveling the call on Taryn. It would appear that it was a foul on Anderson, and Rick Croy would agree, to put it lightly. But no, it's going to be an offensive foul on Taryn Armstrong. Ball goes back to the Trailblazers. 70-53. Pope out to Nichols. He'll drive in for a closer look. Back out to Stain. And there's an offensive foul on Utah Tech. It's going to be on Nichols, so a foul for a foul. Ball goes back to CBU. 17-point lead for the Lancers with 1:11 on the clock. Quintana has it taken away by Anderson. Out to Pope. He'll try the 3. No good. Rebound Batten. Oh, but I think we have another flopping call. It was. They're calling the flop on Pope, who attempted that 3-point shot. So free throw for Quintana, and he hits. (71-53). Chiqueño, Nottage. There's Batten over to Quintana with less than a minute to play. 20 on the shot clock. So the Lancers will pick up their first conference win of the season. Hopefully it'll build some confidence and momentum as they get ready for a tough stretch in WAC play, going on the road to New Mexico State. And then Utah Valley and GCU back home next week. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Utah Tech with it with 35 seconds. Scotty Washington's back in, 1 away from tying a career high. Let's see if he gets another shot off as Taryn Armstrong checks out of the game. Taryn with 4 points, 7 assists, and 2 rebounds. Anderson over to Nichols for 3. That one is good for Nichols. 71-56. Chiqueño still full court press from the Trailblazers. And Chiqueño scooped up off the court with 24 seconds to play. Substitution for CBU. Keanu Rasmussen checking in for the first time tonight, replacing Riley Batten. Batten grabbed 10 rebounds in this game. He had 4 assists. No points, but he found other ways to impact this game. 10 rebounds for Riley Batten. That ties Iguefe for the team lead tonight. Chiqueño hits the first free throw. Second free throw for Chiqueño is off the mark. Rebound Stain. 72-56 for the final 20 seconds of this game. Stain will just fire off a deep three, no good. Rebound Pope, the follow-up is good, 72-58. And that should be it. Final seconds will tick off the scoreboard as the Lancers pick up their first WAC win of the season. 72-58, the final score against Utah Tech tonight. It was Scotty Washington going off for 17 to lead the way for CBU. Tim Iguefe poured in a double-double with 11 points and 10 rebounds. And Quintana, 16 points, all of them coming in the second half. The Lancers move to 9-7 overall, 1-2 in the WAC. Utah Tech falls to 9-7, and they are 1-2 in the WAC, so they have identical records right now. Well, for CBU, their next game is coming up on the road at New Mexico State. That is this Saturday, and the Lancers now with some confidence as they depart for New Mexico State. Big one coming up. The post-game show airing right now on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM with our own Braden Bell. So thanks for watching. My name is Pep Fernandez saying so long from Riverside, California, where the final score is California Baptist 72 and Utah Tech 58. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.
Since Utah Tech missed 2 consecutive free throws, everyone in attendance wins a voucher for a free hot dog at the next men's basketball game. Vouchers will be distributed in the lobby as you exit the event center.
All right, it is a final score, 72-58. CBU winning on their home floor. First conference win of the season. Coach Croy, you look like a different team in the second half. What were those inspirational words you had at halftime?
We wanted it. The guys, they love playing for this university, for this community. Sometimes you want it so much, it can be tougher than it needs to be. So we just tried to stay the course. We finally started to make some shots there in the second half. And this guy got it going, and a lot of guys passing the ball at a high level. We wanted this game, and we appreciate everyone coming out.
Big win tonight, tough stretch coming up, going on the road to New Mexico State and then back home for 2 big games next week right here at the CBU Event Center. What do you think this did for the confidence of this team tonight?
A lot. You know, we've been practicing well and guys have been working. We've just tried to keep it simple. And, you know, we're excited to go to New Mexico State. They got a great ball club. It's something we haven't won at New Mexico State in Las Cruces. So we'll start talking about it tonight. We'll get on the plane tomorrow and see if we can go get it done.
Coach Croy, everybody. All right, not all heroes wear capes. Some of them wear number 12. Ladies and gentlemen, Scotty Washington tonight. 17 points off the bench for Scotty Washington. Scotty, when you guys needed some offense, you came up big. What did this team do well in the second half to really build that lead against the Trailblazers?
It all started with stops. As soon as we get stops, we get out in trans, and we had a lot of $3 today, so we felt good.
Were you feeling it? You look like you were feeling it out there.
I did.
And Coach was talking about going to New Mexico State this weekend. You got some big conference games coming up. How's the team feeling right now with this big win tonight?
This is a great win. We came off a tough stretch, so we're going to have to lock in for New Mexico State.
Ladies and gentlemen, Scotty Washington. 72-58, the final score. Enjoy the win tonight, Lancer Nation.
Thank you for attending tonight's game. Lance up and travel home safely.